want to apologize to Dame Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks for just the disrespect that we have laid on them. I mean, it's been very warranted, but I didn't know that they had this in them in a game one where Dame goes for 33 in the first half, and they just beat the brakes off of the Pacers. There was nothing that the Pacers could do. It was pretty over before it began. Just tough. Howard, what did the Bucks show you? And can they sustain this level of play without the Bucks? Because I feel like if they can play like this for the rest of the series, and it's tough because going into Indiana begins its own set of challenges. But can they sustain this level of play? And if they do, maybe get a gentleman's sweep or a sweep out of this, how much does that help Giannis Antetokounmpo in his return back into the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, the medical question is impossible. Who knows how serious it is and what the odds are of him coming back during the series, or if they got to the second round. That part's hard to chart out. But yeah, obviously, the longer the Bucks can stay in this thing, the better the chance they have of not just winning this series, but of saving their postseason from potential disaster, which is something that I did write about, as I think many of us alluded to in various ways in that piece on The Ringer last week. There were two things I thought about with no Giannis in this series. And I think all of us, no, not all of us, most of us, when asked to pick one upset in the first round, a bunch of us picked Pacers over Bucks. And we all look dumb today. But the thing I thought about was
still early though, Howard. Still early.
It's early. We have a chance to still look not dumb. Less dumb. I wondered about how the Bucks would deal with Siakam without Giannis. And look, Siakam went for 36 and 13. So, okay, I was good there. And I wondered how they would generate enough offense, given that Damian Lillard, by all statistical indications this season and over the last couple of years, is just not the same Lillard who could just power you through night after night in the playoffs as he did in Portland for all those years. And lo and behold, Dame Lillard had a throwback kind of game, or at least a throwback first half, which is really all he needed. That was incredible. That was awesome. That was fun. I'm more than happy, always thrilled to be wrong about thinking that a star who has given us as many great moments as Dame Lillard, thinking that, you know what, I'm not sure he's got enough left in the tank anymore, or he's worn down, or he's got too many miles. I'm always happy to be proven wrong on that, because watching Dame Lillard do that stuff is just awesome. It's fun. So no, did not see that coming. So the question then obviously becomes, well, all right, can he keep doing this? Because if they don't have that, no, I don't. I'm not looking at that roster and saying like, well, Chris Middleton is going to carry them night after night. Like you'll have a Middleton game in there somewhere, but like it's really hard to replace what Giannis does. You can't. But Damian Lillard is an incredible luxury to have, knowing that you can build an entire offense around him and see him do what he did. Can they win this series playing the way they did yesterday? Yeah, I think they can. And the Pacers have had a really up and down season. They're a mostly very young team, the Siakam addition in midseason notwithstanding. And, you know, obviously Halliburton slowed down over the course of the year after that hamstring injury. Halliburton had a really kind of lackluster game one. You know, in a normal year where Giannis were healthy, I would have just said it's not the Pacers' time. I would have just said, like, fun team, great team, up and coming team, not their time. It's the Bucks. But the Giannis injury and the Bucks' weird season made me think otherwise.
Raja, when you see that Halliburton has 7 shots, what do you think? Shot attempts. He shot attempts.
It's not even within the realm of possibilities, dude. It's not. And this isn't. I'm a Tyrese Halliburton fan, my dog. Like, you can't be out there taking that level of responsibility like in a playoff game. I don't care how many points Siakam had. And yeah, okay, he hasn't maybe been the same player, but for that team to be what people were excited about early in the season, you have to be a bigger participant in the offense. Even if it ain't clicking, you got to be aggressive in a way that is setting a tone for people. I talk about this all the time. Like, we need to look around as role players and see the look in our star players' eyes that is comforting to us, which is, no, dog, I'm good. I'm here. And even if you're not playing great, you're still in attack mode. And if you don't see that, especially on the road, that can put you in a really weird space. So 7 shot attempts is not, I can't foresee it happening again. Someone is going to get to him and have that conversation. To Howard's point, you got a Dame Lillard, like a Dame Lillard performance, and you got a Chris Middleton game. Like you got 23 from Chris Middleton. Like, and so I'm sitting here saying all of that. And if Giannis isn't back, Dame has to play like that for them to beat the Pacers. He's got to play like that. If Dame's not playing not out of his mind, but like to the tune of old Dame, where he's carrying every single night, I think it's going to be hard to beat them. Now, maybe he can, but that remains to be seen. So I'm not out on the Pacers yet, but they better, if Halliburton isn't able to, you ain't got to be a superstar, but at least put himself back in the conversation for being a star in this league in a playoff series, then they don't have a chance. So I'm not out on the Pacers yet, but a lot of that hinges on Halliburton.
Raja, what's the difference between a 4 of 7 game and a 4 of 20 game on a player? Like, just even from a level of aggression standpoint, because I think you'd rather see. It's not the fact of what he made; it's the fact of what he attempted. So, I know you'd rather see 4 of 27 than 4 of 7 from your star player. What's the difference between those two types of outputs?
I mean, would you rather be in a fight and land 4 of 20 punches and get beat, or stand there and get hit in the face and only swing 7 times? One is I'm fighting back. The other is I'm not.
I guess it depends on how many times I got punched.
Yeah, but let's say that fight lasted for like, I don't know,
30 hours. For 3 hours.
Like the one in They Live?
You would want to be fighting back. And it just says, again, like all jokes aside, what it says is one of our best players, the driver of this, the conductor, the one who makes it all go, is here. Now, he might not have it tonight, and that's forgivable. Like, some nights you don't have it. Now, again, that's what separates superstars from stars, is the guy who's there more nights than he's not. But you can forgive anyone for not having it on any given night. But you're not giving us a chance if you're shooting the ball 7 times. You're not giving yourself a chance, and you're not giving ourselves a chance. And we can't play like that.
Let's go to predictions really quickly. I think I got the Pacers going in game 2. I think they have a shot, just from all the things that you've laid out, right? Like and I think Halliburton will take more shots in game 2. I think he's going to be a lot more aggressive. I think he's just cut from that cloth. And I'm just not confident that a Middleton game is going to supplement a Dame game in that way. And also, I don't trust the Bucks' consistency. Not that they say they can't win this series. I'm going to go with the Pacers for game 2. It's just a gut feeling. What do you have, Raja?
I too take the Pacers in game 2. I'm going to take the Pacers in game 2 as well.
Who do you have, Howard?
I'm reeling. I'm reeling from how badly I buried the Bucks last weekend to see that. So I'm going to do the
scared, man. Go with your heart.
I'm going prisoner of the moment. I think Bucks win game 2, but I do think there's a very good chance that this is one of those series where it's just the hold home court thing. Bucks win the first 2, Pacers win 2 back home, and this thing goes at least 6. So okay. Bucks in game 2.
Sixers Knicks game 2, which is where Howard will be tonight. So, all your real ones say what's up to Howard when you see him. Bow down to a legend. You know what I mean? At the Garden. The vibes. How concerned are you with Joel Embiid's health, Howard, going into game 2?
God. I mean, I'm not sure what was more worrisome, when he went down or when he came back. Like, that looked horrific when he went down. And even if you were watching his eyes, they had the overhead look, that overhead camera thing, and his eyes are rolling back, and he's one eye is fluttering while the other one is still closed. And I'm like, what the hell? It was like a boxer down for the count. I thought, well, all right, that sucks. Embiid's gone. That's it. We'll see him again in October or November. And then he came back, and I was more worried. And look, I'm glad he was able to come back. You never want to see it. By the way, quick aside, since it's happened already with every series we've hit so far, it absolutely sucks that this is a postseason where we're starting where it's like Embiid's not 100%. Kawhi's not playing yet. Giannis isn't playing yet. On and on. Like there's so much of this happening. Embiid is clearly not going to be 100% in this postseason, however long the Sixers postseason lasts. On top of it, within the last couple hours, there was a report that Maxey is now listed as questionable because he's got an illness. None of that bodes well for the Sixers, but this is a tough team. I respect and honor the hell out of the fact that Embiid came back and is going to keep gutting through this. He's listed as questionable too, but I'm not sure of the wisdom of it. I'll leave that to smarter people with degrees in medicine and stuff. But man, it's really worrisome. And then look, the fact is, if the Sixers are going to have any chance of winning this series or having any kind of lifespan in this postseason, it's because Embiid is their most unstoppable force. And you saw even Embiid at 65, 70%, whatever he was to start that game, there's still not a whole lot that Hartenstein or Mitchell Robinson or anybody else can do with him. So I hope we see him close to 100%, but it doesn't look great for him in the Sixers.